Hey guys, Anthony, 4x4 Diesel. Just changing a fuel filter, a front fuel filter on a Prado. This happens to be a 120. Very similar on the 150. The main difference, there is a different part number, but the main difference, look, I think they're the same Rycon rating or whatever. You know, if you speak to aftermarket like Ryco, they've got the same listing and they say it's the same Rycon rating and they reverse engineer it. They put it on machines and work out what that filter's doing and then they copy it. So if they've got one number for the same, it's going to be the same basically. But anyway, we're currently using genuine filters. You can see, you know, sourced recently. That one is May, issue date 8th of May. Alright, so anyway, just want to give you a quick run through. The basics are, you've obviously got to unplug the two plugs. Don't bust this plug off. We're quite lucky here, we've got one here that's not busted. See this plug here? Look where they're busted. Just about every car I've ever worked on, that little clip there is busted. Because what people do, it clips in the side of the top housing, it just pushes straight in to clip it, but to take it out you just slide it sideways. Have a good look at it before you start pulling on it. Hopefully yours isn't broken, this is a lucky one. So undo the two clips. The top grey one you have to slide out of the housing. Undo the two clamps, take the hoses off, keep it all clean. Make sure it's clean first and you put your hoses in a position that they're going to sit and be clean and not leak everywhere. You're not going to take long, get it done quickly so it's not sitting around open. So clamps, plugs, and then you've got your two 12mm nuts, okay? Carefully take that off. Generally put the assembly in a vise or something. Look, this should be done up by hand, but look, people get heavy, okay? So what I do, a little bit of lube on the O-rings. As you already probably know, I use this Moly Coat 111 on pretty much everything. So for me, I'll give this O-ring just a bit of a lube up, and I'll put that somewhere clean, like on the plastic bag the filter came out of. Everything, just keep it clean. All right, so on the top of the filter, you don't need to smother it, just a really thin smear. Just a thin smear to lube it. You can just use diesel fuel if you like. Look, I don't like using grease or oil and things like that because they can swell O-rings. That's why I use these products, the Moly Coat. It's what it's designed for, all right? So once you've done that, the mounting bracket or the top, I just give it a nice wipe just on the seating surface around here. The inside will be clean already. The outside, I'm not worried about the outside, okay? Just screw that on by hand. Nothing ever works when you're making a video, but look, screw it on by hand. You should be able to hold that and just do it tight as you can by hand. That's it, done. Okay, so there's that. In the bottom, good place to put that O-ring would have been where it needs to go, and that's on this bottom section here. Now, once again, I spray that water, that's your water sensor. I spray that with throttle body carby cleaner quickly just to give it a clean and blow it dry. Once again, that O-ring's got the lube on it, just on the O-ring, not smothered everywhere. Once again, just get that started. Obviously you can't see, but you know what I'm doing. Just get that started by hand, right? Boom. Now hold it up so the wiring plug. Just do it up tight by hand. It's just plastic. Doesn't need to be over tightened with a tool. The way it was when I took it off, it was ridiculous. Okay, so by hand, the O-ring is sealing it. It's just tight enough by hand so that it's not going to come out. Now the problem you got is your fuel line's facing one way and your water drain is facing the other. Okay, so I had one person tell me once, hey Steve, if you watch this video, he's in at his Toyota dealer, and he said, hey, you know, how am I going to drain the water out of that? And I said, oh, what? And he actually taught these guys at this Toyota dealership how to adjust the water trap on the bottom. So you get a big flat blade screwdriver. I'll just put the lid on the Moly Coat, get that out of the way. Cool as they can stay for now. Okay, so your fuel lines are facing up. So you basically want to have your tap facing generally the same direction or slightly over this way. So look, you never get water in these things anyway. I never see water in filters. I shouldn't say never, but I say never when it's really rare, so we'll just say generally never. There you go. People over butchering up this plastic here. There's no need for it. Just do it by hand. You may need a tool to get it undone. I've got this big pair of, they're not multi-grips, but similar. They're really grippy things. And I just open them up to the right size and I put them on this bit here, not on this plastic. I don't know what Toyota were thinking when they did this actually, because it's got all this rough, weird stuff on there. The 150s are better. It's like a nut kind of thing, you know, it's shaped like a nut. But don't tighten it up with a tool, but you could put a shifter or something on it to undo it. It's just going to need a little bit, you know. But here you've got a grip on these bits here. You can see those little white marks. It was really tight. See those little white teeth marks there? That's me. But this thing's all butchered up as they usually are, but it's not too bad. Anyway, the point is, loosen this off. All right, that can come all the way out if you want, whatever. All right. There it is. Pop that, just give that a wiggle and a pull. There it is. And you can put that any direction you like. I'm suggesting around about there, sort of towards the engine but towards the firewall a little bit. Screw goes back in. Yeah, just doing that up. I don't know if you can see what's going on. No cameraman here, no expert videos here, it's just what it is. Reality. This is reality stuff, right? That's what really happens. Okay, just again, it's just plastic, just tight enough so it doesn't come undone, is all it is. The O-rings is what's sealing everything. You just need to do it up tight enough so it doesn't come undone. Okay, then obviously with a genuine filter you can refit this bottom guard. Look, I don't know why they're there. Obviously it doesn't hit anything, it doesn't really need it. The aftermarket ones, the Ryco for example, it's quite funny. I've been telling Ryco for, geez, it must be almost a decade now, that the bottom of their filter's too small. Going from memory, I think this factory one's 54mm diameter and the Ryco one they've made 52, so you can't actually fit that bottom protection bracket back on there, which is a bit silly really. Okay, so I've actually got that in the right spot for once. That's cool. I think that's good, yeah. Okay, so use the 8mm and do up that bottom bracket so that it stays on there. Once again, just tight enough so that it doesn't, the bolts don't come undone sort of thing, you know. It doesn't need to be, some people are just all over it. Way too tight. Okay, so I'm going to show you something. This plug on the side here, it just clips in there like that, right? Simple as that. To take it out, you just slide it out like that. No need to lever and butcher it and break the plug. It just slides out like that. Well, that made it look a bit harder, but look, in, out, in. It's not coming out on its own. Slide it down, out. Right? Easy stuff. There you go. Put it back on, obviously. 2 mounting bolts, 2 hoses. Do up your 2 plugs. Happy days, see? Now you know to change your fuel filter. Like you didn't already, you knew that. Alright guys, have a good one. See ya.